Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing a deck that does not have very many Marvel cards in it, but it is a really fun, interesting deck in general, and you'll see in the outro kind of how we talk about the deck. But what we are doing is we are playing a very strong, consistent early game with a couple of support cards. We have changed the list throughout the videos, and this is where I ended up at the end. But we are going to be playing our Land War Elves, Badgermole Cub, and Ouroboros kind of trio that does very, very well on its own. You can basically play these three in any green deck and put literally cards at random over here, and it's still a very, very strong base that puts your deck at a minimum of a B tier, as long as you're not completely trolling with what cards you're putting in. But we get to play Deep Cavern Bat as a protection card, where we take our opponent's best card that slows them down in terms of them accelerating, or if we're in a mirror match, we can eat their Ouroboros for a time, or if it's a board wipe, we can take it as well. And basically what we're trying to do with this stuff over here is present such a strong early game that our opponent has to interact with, that our late game 1-2 punch gets to win right away. So we have Marauding Blight Priest and the Starscape Cleric that combos with the Bloodthirst Conqueror. I'm sorry, I have the cool art, which is like $1 million in paper, it feels like. But this says Flying Death Touch. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life, and it is an infinite loop with the Priest. So this says whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So we hit them for 1. This thing gains us a life, triggering this, hitting them for 1. Then we gain that life, and it's repeatable. And then this does the same. Whenever you gain life, each opponent loses life. So then, we do the ping. So it doesn't really matter which one of these we have. It just automatically wins. If any type of damage is triggered, even their own damage that they might do, so they cast a Bitter Triumph and take 3 from it instead of discarding a card, then they actually die on the stack, which is quite funny. Other than that, we added Nature's Rhythm at the very end. This is not a card you'll see throughout the video, but I thought this could only grab a green card. That is a different card, so we end up putting this in at the end, and then we just play a couple other pieces. This card is really just a deterrent to let us set up our combo. Don't have to play this card. It is 4 easy slots to play in, but I did find it very nice having this after an Ouroboros sticked up twice, and then just having this guy be able to attack and defend. And you can kind of see how our opponents were weirdly afraid of it. A 1/1 Death Toucher kind of blocking the way in a couple of our matches. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive into them. Don't know if I could think of a literal worse hand than this. Okay. I lied. I think I can. What, bro? This is how my day's gonna start? Are we serious? Oh. We have to keep for the meme, right? Can we win with 4 Land War Elves in my opening hand? Dude, oh, oh yeah, more mana. I need it all. I need all the mana. Not remove, dude, they're gonna remove my Land War Elves. I'm trying to, I was gonna show, oh yeah, 4 mana. Well, did you know I have the other one? Stop killing my Land War Elf, bro. Like, what it do to you? What my Land War Elf do to you, bro? Vibe. I cannot believe that wasn't. Dude, who lets me do this? Do this. I kind of want them to attack here. They have more life than me, so they'll definitely be drawing a card. I would really like to do. I would like to just draw the card that wins the video game. It exists. I do have it. I do contain it. Bloodthirsty Conqueror. Boom. See, exactly what I needed to draw. I drew it exactly as need be. Dang. They're probably gonna unlock this door, I would assume. Do Preacher, because now they're gonna only make a 1/1, which is actually better for me. 1/1 doesn't really defend against much. Here, land's tapped. Okay. Take a little more damage. Ooh, that get me there. I get there with the 4 Landwehr Elf opener. I do. Very nice. Who could have ever seen this coming? What a game, dude. Like an absurd start into an absurd finish. Top deck rip off. We only have 1 creature open. We definitely combo them to death. All right. That's a good game 1. I think we keep that one. Okay. What am I supposed to do? My hand actually curves with creatures. Like 4 Landwehr Elves. It's so much slower. So dumb. Will they block? World may never know. I kind of want to steal their Badgermole Cub. I doubt they block. I didn't figure. Ooh. Annoying, but okay to deal with. Yeah, so this is the list that Mythic Mike built. At least I'm assuming that's the list. Scary. I'm good. I'm good on that. Oh, what a rip. I can hold this. I can play Finn and then threaten this. Scary enough on its own. But let's play here. I assume my Deep Cavern Bat's gonna get double stunned here. Yep. Now they can tuck this away. Kinda fine. Obviously we're not about that. That's fine. Center's tapped. I do have Death Touchers. That's kind of the deal with the deck here. Play some Death Touchers. That card. Only really worried about the 6/6 plus the second one that they play here. Most likely, I would assume, play here. Play Badgermole Cub to go for. Just need this flyer to hit with our Light Priest in play. They don't effectively do anything with it. Kind of surprised at the outcome of their play. I thought they were just going to tuck our Deep Cavern Bat, and then they elect not to. I will take care of this. And can I do this? I guess so, because I'll have multiple. I can reblock, I guess. Big chunk to take, but lethal was lethal regardless of what my opponent does to me. And we'll start the Infinite Chain. That's all it takes. Against a Badgermole Cub deck, they cannot do anything to stop it. The land draws were pretty fortunate, even though this one did come in tap, but obviously a win's a win, and we'll take it the way we can. The worst part for them is you literally cannot leave if you're them. You have to let this happen. This is a bit tough. We'll take the win, and we'll move on. All right, go first. Our hand's a bit interesting. Might be struggling a bit on the mana of how many lands I'm physically playing. I think a little part of me wants to just Deep Cavern Bat my opponent. Have that going and then play the Cub next. Well, no. Cub next turn allows me to Orb Void. Might just be better. I can do both of these regardless of what I think. Afraid of like a get lost. No. About to see it. Ah. I don't know exactly what I said. Feels good. We're looking for lands off this over the 1 damage. That combos, but I just have to let it go. Life gain doesn't matter. Flying to gain life, practice. I take the orb. No idea. Kind of weird. Get lost seems incredibly. Bro, you just can't make it up. Can't make it up. Oh, they can't even play it. Cannot even play it. Oh, I'd love to use this map, but I think just playing this makes sense. What are they gonna do? Draw another get lost? Never be me. Simple guard. Can't may. Oh, okay. Alright, answer this. 7. Just get them through the Golgari play Ouroboros plan. Shelter by Ghost. Been ripping like a mad lad when it came to Team Rip and get lost. I'm a little surprised with this play. I think a card like this you wanted taking up last turn. You really wanted to manipulate your deck with financiers, something like this. But they can potentially whack me pretty hard with that. A follow-up turn, but now they have to double block. It's just really weird. The thing is, this puts a hero into play for free. As a hero. So realistically, if you weren't going to block with this regardless, you should most likely just play this. Try to, and then put it in play for free next turn. Do something like this to maybe get a block or something. I know it's really weird to say all that now, but it just felt like a little bit of a misuse of their mana, and we come away with the win. A potentially explosive hand. Try. Oh, against life gain. Weirdly, does not matter all too much to us. Could have played her Death Toucher. But pass. That's a slippery slope, laddie. Block, but we do get the drain gain situation up. Then our opponent's just gonna have to deal with an Ouroboros next turn. We could remove this, which would make a lot of sense. I think that's what they're doing. Is honestly fantastic for us because we have an Ouroboros in play that we much rather stick around. That Shelter by Ghost, and now our Death Toucher is nominally good. Unfortunately, it's not the Vigilance, so I will hold it back. They can grow the creatures all they want. I'm just not going to do anything. A second Shelter by Ghost. Okay. My bad, opponent. I was not ready to beat double Shelter. I can try my best. Still never succeed. Flying Death Touch. Damn. Could just rip the priest off the top, hit them with this, and win the game. Maybe I'm supposed to play two of the copies, the 4-drop enchantment guy. Just comes back and enters and sits here and lurks in the dark. Thing is, I have Death Touch. This will go up. Let's see what their choice is. 7 already. Holy cow. The Arena Gods were just like, what if you just won the game instead? A horrible situation for them, and now we have to watch this go all the way down from 25, one at a time. Me and my opponent forced to watch it. You're forced to watch it. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to skip ahead from here on, I guess, whenever we do the combo, but the game is over, and we'll move on to the next one. I've weirdly enjoyed playing Death Touchers in this list, even though it feels maybe bad overall, because it's just bad top decks. Having a Death Toucher sit here and be like, you can't attack me while I'm setting up my stuff, is just awesome in general. Admiral Cub in this deck is also kind of nothing card. It does help us, obviously, but also just kind of lurks and is like, hey, what if you just didn't look at me? You know? But in a case like this, obviously Ouroboros is going to come in, come across the board, Admiral Cub in. See that? This implies it's a creature deck. Most other decks aren't playing that unless they are a creature deck. Our opponent could throw us for a loop here. They could also be flashing like Get Lost, things like that, to answer big cards like Ouroboros or Shelter by Ghost. Thing is, I have a Death Toucher. We already kind of talked about that. That's why this card's so good in a lot of our spots. Alright, every starting down, I would rather draw it than, I guess, any. Guess we play this, go here. I'll attack with my Badgermole Cub. If they want to take this trade, I'll gladly do it. Or Boroid's way more threatening in the long run. But I really wanted to get this down just so if we do rip the Conqueror, we're ready to win the game. We have it on the board currently, regardless of whether Badgermole Cub is here or not. Seems like they're Boros human heroes, maybe. We haven't seen anything else. We haven't seen a Captain America or anything like that. I don't know. Also feels weird. Well, speak of them. Yes. Deep Cavern Bat is interesting. Pump this. A lot of things I can do. I have Hexproof. Duh. Idiot. Yeah. Bait. Oh no, I forgot about that touch. How dare you? Yeah, I mean, we're doing this. Down to 9. Could have attacked first and then played a Deep Cavern Bat, because they could have blocked with Captain America because it would take the shield counter off. They would still have it around. But another hero. We have a lot of win conditions. And long. Another Ouroboros obviously good. A Bloodthirsty Conqueror is obviously good. Or even that double strike. Interesting. One big one in the air. Range for 3. Play another Death Toucher. Makes it awkward across the board for him. They're super wide. They just have good, solid foundation creatures. But right now, our 1-drops are just so good. I make a 5/5. Deal. Axis Combat at Fable. Earlier, I literally talked about this card and why I cut it. And seeing literally right now why I cut it. Should I just attack all out? Probably. They went gray for a second because I couldn't see the all attack button. The thing is, this has to block here. So playing this did 0. This isn't towards the opponent. This is what I was talking about when I was playing the list, or a similar list that was playing heroes. This card right here, I think you saw the exact scenario of what I was talking about earlier, where I felt like I never wanted to play this card. Because look at what it does in this position. Obviously, a different Captain America does roughly the same thing, but this basically told my opponent, thank you, I have now another 5/5 attacking you, and there's not a lot you can do about it. It could be good. I could be missing something. It does have vigilance. It does get to block the 5/5. 5/5 does have to attack. This gets to block, it gets to attack, and then it can block it. It's fine. However, I don't know. I feel like this card's a trap. I feel like this card will be played a lot early and then just disappear. I don't know. I'm starting to have disdain for this card, even though I like the concept behind it. I do enjoy it. I do think it's a sweet card. I'm not sure about it in standard. And I think this is one of those situations, but there's not many cards to get them out of this, regardless of what they have, right? So maybe I'm just talking nonsense. The idea in this hand is good. We cannot play that hand. It got worse. Why not? Autumn. I'm gonna play to the upside of this. I'm ready. On a white auras, I am prepared. I am a happy lad. I'm not wavering. Wavering a little bit. Now my Richu can't attack. Or my flyer can't attack. They have a Richu. I'm wavering a bit. What's happening? Okay. Here on black. Yep. Here. That shelter, brother. Think I don't know what's in there. This is really bad, though. What we're going to stall with, I have no idea. Counter here, so I can't just block it. That makes sense. What's my plan? Team rip. We lost. Good job. Team rip, shelter, ethereal armor next turn. The game's over. We hold to 5 and we lose. Very sick. On the play once again. Just felt I've been on the draw a vast majority of my games. So, just takes away a lot of your explosiveness, especially when you don't have one. We're gonna Sultai Reanimator. What a treat. This is just full-fledged Sultai. It's gonna be a little annoying to some extent. It's like, come on, bro. Well, not worth taking. Wing. A block. It's a diabolical block. A shock. Send a message? They're better than me? They have a green, so they can't do both on this. Don't show me it. Alright, it's a book. Looking for a land? For a bringer. Discard it here? I don't really have a choice, right? Kind of just have to play into it. So it's not even that. It's not like that impressive what they're gonna bring. force him to do it. Do no block. The idea was for this to work, but okay. Wow, they don't have it. Okay. Absurd that they don't have it, but they did discard a land earlier instead of a bookworm or a second copy of Spirit Spider-Man. So it is a little on them right now. Whenever another creature control deals 2 damage to each opponent. Here, we can't attack with this, and the 1 black mana removal spell can't answer it. So putting out in case they add one for a flyer, and that just gets it done regardless. There's Conqueror's gonna gain 3, then it's gonna deal damage here, but we'll never even get to it. Yep. Worst way for the combo to resolve. It is what it is. And we get there. They have a lot of damage on the stack, so even if they were to respond, it wouldn't matter anyway, but they might just keep me hostage, it seems like. Alright, after they fully timed out with 1 trigger left on the stack, conveniently left, in our open play game. Hopefully you don't think I can keep that. We have way better hands. We're gonna keep, and I'm just gonna let Sniper go. Just going to rely on these Badgermole Cubs. Massive upside. Example, like Offspring in this. Guide Lantern, sure. I guess. It's fine. Just colorless. Okay. I can Soul Guide Lantern. Man, I'd hate to be a graveyard deck playing against this opponent. Yeah. Go here. Alright. I put permanents on the board and their Soul Guide Lanterns are just not good. So the thing is, we're going to bring this up. We're going to tap this for green, play this and this, and then Offspring this, and hope we rip something good eventually. Is kind of the idea, but our Boroid's really incredible there. Obviously, the Bloodthirsty Conqueror is really good there, and everything in between is obviously very good. But with that, we'll move on and call it a day. The card is actually pretty bonkers with a card like Aura Boroid, just because it does have Vigilance and Death Touch and Reach, and allows you to just be aggressive while still holding back your blocker. Also just picks up opponent Deep Cavern Batch Rate. My opponent did not play. That's pretty sweet. That's a pretty cool card. I think it's just Deep Cavern Bat. At the beginning of your upkeep, you want to put a 1 counter on this, or remove a counter. Roll if you do draw a card. This is very annoying, but I think it has to be Trail. A Death Toucher can still threaten a lot, right? So I think this is 1 free damage. Yeah. I also don't think they're really going to invest in attacking. It could, because it does have trample, I guess. Maybe they will. Oh, the Priest. I'm not rushing that out. I have a Roaming Throne I need to pick off. Okay, Strategic Betrayal this time can stay. No way. No. I feel like this is just not really... Actually, with this Strategic Betrayal, I'm probably not supposed to do anything with that. Do I... Let the Landwehr Elf go. What do I do? It just has to be the sniper, right? Because I have to play this. I think so. Yes. Villain spells. Villainous hideout. They've been playing villains. That do? Knives. Honestly, not bad. Heroes one seems a little better. They pass. Well, they don't betrayal, they don't do that. I'm gonna play normal. Now, the race is on. Gonna stay here. This is clearly holding them back. I should remove a counter here, in my opinion. Need to draw cards. They need to find answers. Yep, they do it. I commend them on that play. Good play. 3-2 Trampler looks weird in the eyes of an Ouroboros, that's for sure. Honestly, this could be a card we do play. The weird, awkward one. Got a lot of death touch as well. What will I do? Jam or jam? This just get me there. You gain life, each opponent loses. Center's tap. Feels like it's supposed to be another Ouroboros. My flyers get massive. Honestly, I think my flyers win. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I think they actually just become big enough. Very quickly, you just close out the game. Ouroboros showing why it's an absolute monster of a card. Just any type of deck that you're playing somewhat that has jank combos in it, you can still just win by slapping your Ouroboros in with Landwar Elves help and Deep Cavern Bat for support, but we can talk about that a little bit later. My opponent's first. Deep. And go. Against mono red, I know Battle Mole Cub seems good, but I think it's supposed to be Deep Cavern Bats. I just want to know their hand. You can answer this, that's fine. Here. Okay. Thing. No way, this is what we're trying to do right now. Okay. I don't know. Feels a bit weird to me. What am I supposed to name on this? This. What's up? Owl bat. Ooh, interesting. Be cool. Well, they can play that now. I think I'd take their Braid away. I think I'd take all their just direct damage away, even though I would love to get rid of this. The direct damage is what matters the most to me here. They could have dealt with that Deep Cavern Bat, and then I can go forward, right? Now they can put this tablet in play, which doesn't really do them anything. Very weird. Oh. They do just dual land. That makes a lot more sense to me. Go here. I could go here and gain a ton of life, but it's definitely just play an Ouroboros Blade for my whole and get in. We're looking to set this up really close. Demo field can pop my multiversal passive here. Go with that. Interesting. Go here. Go with the priest. The priest is way less likely to get hit with a targeted spell here. 7/5, no reach. We just attack with this. Hold. I don't want them putting in extra stuff for free. The reason I wanted to prioritize priest because this is a target, this is a target, and this is a target, and it's probably the #1 target. If I'm not Careful. In case we have to pay for something. Almost hit decline, by the way. 100%. Then we wouldn't have been able to play this. That would have been really tragic. Gets to enter back in anyway, because that's how Demo Field works. Demo Field is a free ramp spell for us, by the way. But Land Destruction is just tough to play against Badger Mole Cub. You just can't beat it sometimes. I can block this, maybe convince him to do other things, but I'll just take 7 on the gen. I like to show them my Bloodthirsty Conqueror. I don't think they'll let me get that far. Yeah, unfortunately it didn't let me get that far. But yeah, we win just kind of normally. Very cool. Okay, so the deck went through quite a bit of changes, and it definitely could get a lot more rework. It is just 3 in the morning for me, and I do have work tomorrow. Kind of the sad part of having to record multiple videos in one day, and I really want to stay consistent and try to be a bit better. I would change some stuff. Mainly our 1-drops could be probably a bit better. You could play a little bit of removal, but realistically, we're all in. Does the 1 tutor card count? There's 7+. Never know. Either 7+ or 2. I think it's 2 green. Or is it a green and 2X? Rolling. No, it's right there. It's literally in front of my face. Here, search library for a creature. Okay, maybe we're supposed to play some amount of Nature's Rhythm. Like, got these, probably. And just slot this in. Do the old wombo combo with this. We can either grab this, or just grab this whenever it's necessary. By playing all of our accelerants, and again, this deck fits the category of you can kind of play whatever you want as long as you're just playing this kind of trio. I know it's more than basically 3 copies. As long as you have this in your deck, you can probably put literally Slop over here, and it'll be fine because Land War Elves gets answered. You play Cub, it doesn't get answered. You play Ouroboros. Now everything's huge. If they don't answer Ouroboros, they automatically lose, and if they answer Ouroboros, then that leaves the way to do our other stuff. So realistically, the plan is to play a strong early game while then wombo comboing them in the late game with something like, and everything in between there is just mush. It kind of matters, but it doesn't matter to some extent because we play such a strong early game. The late game has a little more breathing room to thrive, and a card like this can really be a bit trouble. But we want to play a lower to the ground card, a card that you probably could play instead that I thought of. Is during match here and ring card. You could definitely play this whenever you gain life. Target opponent loses that much life, which is very nice. Just because of the fact that if this card is removed, we get to bring it back. So you could argue that maybe you slot 2 of these in over like 2 of these, and I could definitely see that argument being made. I'm gonna put these in the sideboard for now, and anybody watching the outro will definitely get that kind of tech. In terms of this, mana base could be worked on a little bit. I kind of mimicked the one that was in here, and they were only playing, I think the only green black lands that were in the deck were these 8, and I added a lot of other ones really quickly because I was tweaking about all the basics in my hand. With that said, I hope you all enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.